Okay, good morning everyone. How are you all? All good? Okay. So today's our topic is understanding quadrilateral. You all know about the quadrilateral. Quadra means four and the lateral means side. That means the four-sided closed figure is called quadrilateral. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now four-sided closed figure can be convex as well as concave, and we know what is the difference between convex figure and concave figure. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between the convex and the concave figure? Yes, from the last, Ayan. Give me any one difference between the convex and the concave figure. One side. In which figure? In concave figure. Okay. And in convex polygon? 180 degree. That means if any one angle is reflex angle, that is called concave figure. But in convex polygon, we know that all the angles are less than 180 degrees. Sit down. Any other difference? Is there any other difference?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Tejas. Where is Tejas? Yes. What is the other difference?
Sir, in convex we can do the part of that in inside, but in concave we can do part from outside only.
No. Sit down. Yes, Riyanshi. Okay.
So we can make the diagonals in convex and we can't make the diagonal in concave.
That is also not correct answer, beta. Yashwardhan, sit down.
So in concave we can make outside diagonals, but in convex we can make only inside diagonals.
Very good. We know that in a convex polygon, the diagonal is lying only inside of the polygon, but in a concave polygon, the diagonal can be drawn outside of the polygon. So now we will see some videos regarding of this topic. Okay, as you can see, these kind of figure. There is no volume. I have to explain what it is. Okay, so now look at this figure. Is it closed or open?
Closed.
It is closed. This figure closed. This figure open. That means we can say that the polygons or any figure can be closed or open. Can you tell me what it is?
No.
It is also closed, right? This one open figure, as we can see here. This one, this one. Understood? What is the closed figure and what is the open figure?
There's a figure end on the point where.
Yeah. Now look at all these figure.
Closed.
These are closed figure. That means the figure from where it starting points and end points meet to each other. That is called closed figure. But when the figure have the starting point and end points not meet to each other, they are open figure. Is it clear? Open figure and the closed figure. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Then they are.
Can you pick out which one is the open figure in that?
Without color.
Yes, as we can see, this one, it is open. As we can see that the starting point and end points not meet to each other.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, these all are open figure. So here it is described also, okay, some curves do not end. Now these are curves, right?
Yes, sir.
Because as we can see, their sides are not actually the sides, they are curving. So some curves do not end at the starting point. Such curves are called open figure. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see. What you observe here? We can see that there are so many polygons, right? Because these all are the line segments. The shape which is made by the only line segment, we call it polygons. So as we can observe here, these all are polygons. And one curved closed figure also there, right? Okay. Is it closed or open? This figure is, we can see that it's starting and the end points not closed, so that's why it is open. Now here the closed figure made up of only curved shapes, that's why, and the closed figure made up the line segment, we call it polygons. Yes?
So what is the measurement of open figure?
What is the measurement? Beta, for the measurement of this figure, we have to know that what is the radius of the particular figure, right? But in the open figure, there will be no question like there, what is the measurement? Yes, we can find the length of that particular figure, right? We can find the circumference of that particular polygon. Clear? Okay, now in a polygon, we have to describe in our classification of the polygon, as we know that when the number of the sides are 3, it will start it when the number of side is 3. That means the triangle is the smallest polygon. Smallest in sense when the number of the sides are less. So similarly, this polygon can be derived into the convex figure, concave figure, and we studied about the regular and irregular polygon also. Can anyone tell me what is regular polygon? Amarnath, what is regular polygon?
So a regular polygon having opposite sides.
Sit down. Now beta, Gungun. What is regular polygon, beta? All sides are equal. Very good. A polygon in which all the sides are equal, we call it regular polygon. Yeah. So, no, not equilateral. No. Look, when the all sides are equal, it is regular, and we know that the lateral means also side. Yes, so you can say that we can call it equilateral also, right? Equilateral as well as regular, because you know that regular means when all the sides are same. When a person comes regularly on the school, we call it he is a regular person because he comes daily at the time, so we call it regular, correct? And the person who comes sometime early, sometime late, we call it irregular, because here in the case of the polygon, the number of sides or the length of the sides are not equal, correct? So regular, all the sides are equal, and irregular when all the sides are not equal. Can you tell me what is equilateral triangle? Is it a regular polygon or irregular polygon? Yes, U1, where is U1? What is equilateral triangle is? Regular. Why? Very good. Sit down. Because we know that equilateral triangle, when all the sides are equal, it is regular polygon. And isosceles triangle? Yes, Shrish? Irregular, because in that case only the two sides are equal. One side is not equal, so it is irregular shape. Sit down, beta. Okay, now this is the classification of the polygon. As we know that the closed plane geometrical figure bounded by at least, that means it started from 3 line segment only. At least 3 line segment is called a polygon. Now we know that poly means many, but how many? It can be any, right? So poly, that means it started from number of sides are 3. Okay, the line segment forming a polygon intersect only at end points, and each end point are shared by only 2 line segments. Look at this. The simplest polygon is triangle, because it has the least number of sides, which is 3. Look at this. Triangle also derived into 3 categories. One, when the all sides are equal. This one, which is equilateral triangle. And when the second, when the 2 sides are equal, we call them isosceles triangle. And when no side is equal, what we call them? Scalene triangle. Okay, similarly, when the number of sides are 4, we call them quadrilateral. Okay, and the quadrilateral also categorized into different categories. First, when the opposite sides are equal and parallel, we call them parallelogram. Now, when one pair of opposite sides are parallel but not equal, we call them trapezium. When the opposite sides are parallel and equal, that means a kind of a parallelogram where each side is also equal. Each side is equal, then in that case it is rhombus. And when in a rhombus all the angles are also equal, that means all angles are 90 degree, then we call it square. Is it right? Okay. So rectangle, square, parallelogram, rhombus, trapezium, all done. Now one more quadrilateral is left where the adjacent sides are equal. Can you know what is the name of that figure? Where the adjacent sides are equal, not the opposite side. And the sides are not parallel also. No side is parallel. Don't you fly the kites? What is the shape? Kite only. Because in that, the adjacent side, you know what the adjacent side? This side and this side, these are adjacent side. When their ends are joined, right? So these sides are adjacent sides. So when the adjacent sides are equal, we can see in a kite the adjacent sides are equal. So when the adjacent sides are equal, we call them kite. Similarly, when the number of sides are more than 4, like 5, we call them pentagon. Because 5 means penta. Similarly, when the sides are 6, we call them hexagon. Because hexa means 6. And when the number of sides are 7, we call them septagon. And similarly, you can just increase the number of sides and the name will be changed. Octagon, then nanogon, then decagon. Clear? Okay, and when in this figure the line segments are equal, then we call it regular. So it comes in a regular pentagon, regular hexagon, regular heptagon, regular hectagon. Correct? All right. Now look at this. These all polygons.
Yes, sir.
Are these polygons?
No, sir.
These are not polygon because we know that polygons means side, lateral means side. So here there is no side in a circle. Here is a side, but this side having connected by a straight line. That's why if this portion is only that much, we can say it's a polygon, right? But if it's joined by the line and another figure is there, we not call them the polygon. On the other side, as we can observe this shape, all the figures are made by the line segment. Is it right? So that's why we call them polygon. Is this polygon?
Yes, sir.
This is also a polygon. No, it is also a polygon because as we can see here, there is made by only line segments, right? No curved figure here, nothing like that. Similarly in this figure, all made by the line segments only. In a classification of the polygon, classification means how we categorize the polygon into different categories. So polygons are classified according to the number of sides. We already observed that if the number of sides are 2, 3, 4, is it possible to have the polygon of 2 sides?
No, sir.
No. So that means at least started with 3. So when the number of sides are 3, 4, 5, 6, their name is accordingly. What are they? Look, when the number of sides 3, we call them triangle. When the number of sides are 4, we call them quadrilateral. Similarly, when the number of sides are 5, we call them pentagon, hexagon, heptagon. Okay? Is it clear? And when the number of sides are equal, what a particular word we have to add them? Regular. Very good. Number of sides. What is written here?
Number of sides.
Vertices. So what is vertices?
Sir, that is the side.
Yes, we can say that when the point where the two sides joins together at a common point, that is called vertex. Look at this. This is called vertex. So how many vertices are in the triangle? 3. So according to the number of sides, the vertices are similar. When the number of sides are 8, octagon. When the number of sides 9, nonagon. 10, decagon, and similarly we have to move forward.
Similarly, that they have vertices.
Yes. Okay, now look at this.
Exterior, diagonal, side, vertex.
Have you all know about these terms?
Yes, sir.
If any angle is situating inside the polygon, we call them interior angle. If the angle is situating outside the polygon, we call it exterior angle. And if we join the opposite vertices, so we call it diagonal. And as you know, these are the sides only, and where the two sides join at a common point, we call it vertex. And the plural of vertex is vertices. What we call it? Vertices.
Sir, edges are also there, no?
Edges, yes, side, that means edges. Okay, look at this. Now these are some key points. The vertex, a point where any two or more sides meet. That common point is called vertex. Sides, a line segment that make up the polygon. Because a polygon can only made by line segments. Why we are calling it line segments?
Because they are straight lines.
Because we know that the line can be straight, but it has no length. If we cut it with a suitable length, we call it line segment, because it is a line, but it is a segment of that particular line.
It's a measurement segment.
Yes. Okay, so diagonal, we know that when opposite vertices are joined together, so a line segment connected two non-consecutive vertices. Now, what is the term means non-consecutive? Anyone know what is consecutive and what is non-consecutive?
So which is not connecting to the vertex.
No. Yes?
So which are not connected to opposite sides.
No. Sit down. Look. When this term comes consecutive, now this is very important, beta. Consecutive. Consecutive means when the two things come in back to back. For an example, 10 and 11. These are the consecutive number because it comes back to back. That means the difference between the two number is only 1. That means these are successive number. Right? What? Like in pair? No. Consecutive number, the number which are the successive number or the predecessor number. You know successive number? 8, 9, 10. These are successive number. And we call them consecutive number. What is the? Yes. So consecutive numbers are only those number which have 1 as a difference, which is having only 1, that means on a 1 digit difference. For an example, n and n plus 1, n minus 1 and n plus 1. These are the consecutive number. But if the number is non-consecutive, that means it is just a random number. 2 and 4, these are random numbers. We cannot call them consecutive number. These are non-consecutive number. Is it clear? What are consecutive and non-consecutive? So here it is written that the diagonal, a line segment connected two non-consecutive vertices, because the diagonal can be joined when the points are non-consecutive. Because if it is consecutive number, we cannot join it. Look at this heart. Can you join this vertex with this vertex? Because it's already joined by the line segment, so we cannot join it. We can join it with the non-consecutive number, like this number and this number. So we can join it by this way. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We are doing sum of exterior angle sum property. Okay. Now we know that according to angle sum property, angle sum, that means if any polygon is there, so what is the sum of all the angles? When we are talking about angle, that means interior angle. What is the sum of all interior angle? It is not, it is dependent on, yes, it is only and only dependent on number of sides. We cannot tell them directly it is 180 degree. No. If
It's asking each that so we have to put upon end.
very good. So according to the particular formula, we can derive that what is the angle sum of a polygon. For an example, sum of the interior angles. These are interior angle, not exterior angle. So sum of the all interior angle of a polygon with n sides, that means the number of side, it is by n minus 2 into 180 degree. Now you have to learn this formula, n minus 2 into 180 degree.
So n is stands for sides.
N is number of sides. Clear? So you can just replace the value of n by their number of side, like 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can get the angle sum of a particular polygon. Correct? For an example, if the number of sides are 3, that means we are talking about triangle. So when we replace or substitute the value of n by 3, so 3 minus 2 is equals to 1, and 1 multiplied by 180 is equals to 180. So that means we know that in a triangle, the sum of all the three angle will be 180. Similarly, when the number of sides are 4, that means we are talking about now quadrilateral. So in a quadrilateral, when we replace this value by n, 4 minus 2 is 2, 2 multiplied by 180 is equals to 360 degree. Correct? So that means the angle sum of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. Is it clear? So by this way, you can find it, the angle sum of any polygon, whether the sides are 10 or 20 or 1000, you can find out what is the angle sum of that particular polygon.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, if we have to find each interior angle, then we have to divide it by the number of side, because we know that sum of all the angles are given, and if we have to find only and only one angle, so you have to divide it by the number of side
But this can be regular.
in regular figure only. Right? It can be applicable only for the regular polygon. It is written here. It's a regular polygon where all the sides are equal. So you can just divide it, the sum of the interior angle by the number of side. So n minus 2 into 180 degree divided by n. Now in these questions, you cannot cancel this n by n.
No, sir, because
Understood? Because there is a bracket. So according to Bodmer's rule, first you have to open the bracket. Right? And for opening this bracket, you have to simplify n minus 2 first. Correct? So we cannot cancel by just looking that n is in numerator, n is denominator, to kato. No. Understood?
yes, sir.
Alright. So here it is given that if it is particularly figure, it is given that number of sides are all equal. So you can find the each interior angle. In an equilateral triangle, when, yes, when it is irregular, we cannot find the each interior angle. But when there is a figure which have the equal sides or regular polygon, then only he can give you that what is the each interior angle of a regular pentagon. He is not saying you that find the each interior angle of a pentagon. He used to give the term regular. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so in an equilateral triangle, why we are calling it equilateral triangle? Because we know that when we are finding each interior angle, the figure or the sides must be equal. So similarly, when the number of sides are 3, that means it is an equilateral triangle. So in an equilateral triangle, each side will be 60 degree. We have to just divide it by 3
Yes, sir.
of all the angle interior, sum of all interior angle. Similarly, when the polygon is four-sided, that means we are talking about square. Square, because all the sides are equal in square. Similarly, in polygon, which polygon? In four-sided polygon. What is the name of the four-sided polygon? When all the four sides are equal. Square and rhombus. Okay, so this is applicable for the square as well as rhombus. But we know that in a rhombus, if we are finding each interior angle, then the each interior angles are not equal in rhombus case.
Yes, sir.
Correct? So that means this formula is applicable only and only for square. Correct? So when the number of sides are 360 why it's 360 degree? Because according to angle sum property, 4 minus 2 is equals to 2, and 2 multiplied by 180 degree is equals to 360 degree. So 360 degree divided by 4 is equals to 90 degree. So that means in a square, all the sides are equal where all the angles are 90 degree. Clear? Similarly, when the number of sides are 5, you have to divide it by 5, and when the number of sides are 6, you have to divide it by 6. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
All right. For a heptagon, can you tell me in a heptagon what is the number of sides?
5.
Sir, 7. Sir, 7.
Hepta means 7 and hexa means 6. So don't get confused in that. Hexa 6, hepta 7. So for a heptagon, find the sum of all interior angle. Can you find it?
Yes, sir.
Find it quickly. In a heptagon.
Regular, like regular heptagon.
Yes. It's not depend on regular. Not each. Sum of all interior. Angles depend on only regular and irregular. Sides are not depend on regular or irregular. Yes?
Sir, 900. Sir,
900. Okay. Alright. Now look. We know that sum of all interior angle will be n minus 2 into 180 degree. Correct? Now what is the n value here? 7. So 7 minus 2 is equals to 5 and 5 into 180 degree is equals to 900 degree. Simple. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us observe these polygons. 4-sided, 5-sided, 6-sided and 8-sided. Can you give any name? Yes, beta, you stand up. Where is that? Ha, beta, you stand up. What is the name of this figure? 8 sides, close figure. Who is saying? Amarnath?
It is octagon.
Octagon, very good. Why it is octagon? Because 8 means octa. You have to just remember the name by this digit only. Octa means 8.
Sir, regular octagon.
Yes? Sit down. What is the name of this figure? Hexagon, pentagon, quadrilateral. Okay, now quadrilateral is slightly different from gun, quadrilateral. Okay? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Anybody have any doubt in these cases?
No, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.